What's up, y'all? Welcome to the podcast. It's your boy King Bach, and I am here with a special day, special man, Erica Tell. Wow.
Erica Tell? That sounds like it's Erica Tell.
Do I need to space it
I mean,
out?
Eric Artel.
Do I need to space it out like
I
that?
feel like you should maybe. Like you said it like it was Erica Tell.
How would you say
That's like a one. That's like a one
How would
word.
you
just
say
said.
it?
Eric Artel. That's what it said.
Eric
I feel like I can talk to you that way because I know you for a long
Artel.
time. Thank you. Look, I could even get a full sentence in between the two words that you said.
Yeah, I think the gap was too long now.
Yeah, probably a little too long.
Yeah. All right. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Good to see you.
Good to see you
Good
too.
to see you. Yeah.
We met how many years ago?
10 years ago
10 years ago.
10
This
years
is our
ago.
anniversary
in the Vine heydays.
in the Vine heydays.
Uh-huh.
Earlier we were talking about sleep
Yeah,
and how you
I
getting
need
that.
sleep. I need how much sleep you get?
I get 6 hours.
How's that possible?
I'm good.
How do you survive?
I'm good on 4.
No, come on.
I don't like sleep. That's the thing. I really don't
Why?
like sleep because I feel like when I go to sleep, people is working.
Uh,
I feel like
you're
I'm
missing out on the work that
yeah,
you
that's
want to do.
FOMO, and
Mhm.
I think that's bad for my mental health.
I think that's really bad for your mental health.
Yeah, I should see a doctor.
Can I tell you what's good for your mental health?
Tell me.
Sleep.
Hmm.
Mm.
Really, you think that'll cure?
You read any book, it's sleep.
Yeah, but how do I sleep when I want to be woke, Eric? How does one sleep if he wants to be woke? Camera.
You talking the woke like the movement woke, or you talking just being awake?
Oh, I wasn't trying to be deep for real.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
caffeine.
I just want to be awake.
I know some people who they get to bed 9 p.m.
They go to bed at 9 p.m.
9 p.m. They get like a full 10 hours.
That's prime time
They're-
television just started.
They're beautiful.
9
They
p.m.
look great. Yeah, they're so healthy.
but they're missing out.
They're missing out on life.
You know, if Drake and Kendrick drop a diss track, it coming out at 9 p.m.
11 p.m.
No, 9 p.m. Oh yeah,
Pacific.
Pacific.
Yeah.
but like midnight
Mm-hmm.
on the Eastern. So if they in New York, they gonna miss the beef.
That's why you stay up late.
That's why I gotta hear the beef.
Don't miss the
time-
diss.
Every time Drake dropped one and then Kendrick dropped one 3 minutes after, I was awake to witness.
Let me ask you this.
Ask me.
If you were to want to make a diss track
Mm-hmm.
about anybody,
Yeah.
name it.
Erica. Tell.
I know her. She's nice.
She's a very nice lady. All right, so we are here.
You're not
today.
gonna say it. You're not gonna say who you want to make a diss track about.
Come
Come on, you gotta say it. You gotta say it. Come on.
Trying to make. he's
Come
trying to
on.
make a
This is
clip.
not a diss track.
Huh?
This is not a diss track. You're
Yeah,
just saying who you would do it.
It's gonna get out.
Maybe it's all good natured. Maybe it's nice. Maybe it's like, hey, I love you. That's why I'm gonna make a diss track.
Okay. Halle Berry.
Hallie,
Yeah.
why you got beef with Batch?
Yeah.
That's the Bally Batch beef.
Yeah. Cause Halle Berry, like you was my crush since I was yay tall.
James Bond.
Yay tall. I've never said yay tall before. It sounds cool. Yay tall. Is that how you say it? Is that-
Yay tall? I don't know. That you feel like you're a court king. You're King Batch. Yay tall when I was yay tall.
You got 6 minutes left. Let's
Oh
wrap
man,
this
that's the
up.
problem. That's the problem. What are we gonna
All
talk
right.
about today?
Okay, let's talk about
What are we
you.
talking about?
And you're at Angel Studio.
Angel Studios.
How did this come to be?
Listen,
Because you're an actor.
I am an actor.
Yes.
Came to LA, actor.
Mm-hmm.
Great time doing acting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You can look it up, Erica Tell.
Why'd you say it so fast? Space it out.
But the pregnant pause is too long. Eric. Artel. If you look it up on Google.
Now you got
you'll
2
find
minutes
it.
left.
I,
There you
I
go.
knew I would waste it. I knew I would waste it. Acting, started doing digital content. That's where we met.
Mm-hmm.
Doing some digital content. Really fun times.
Yeah.
And then got into the influencer world, the creator world, helping other creators, developing other creators. And then Angel brought me on. I'm the special relationships director
Okay.
for Angel Studios.
Special relationships director.
Yeah, so we got a special relationship now.
Wow. Okay.
Real
So
special.
you like bring in
So I help-
producers, talent.
Particularly on the talent side, particularly like on the influencer or creator, digital creator side, or other
Right.
creators who want to work with Angel Studios, collaborate with Angel Studios, such as yourself.
Nah, that's a lovely shirt you're wearing.
I got a little shirt, right? Sound of Hope, the
What-
story of Possum Trot.
Okay. And that's a film that's with Angel Studio.
This is a film at Angel Studios. So Angel Studios is a really unique company.
Mhm.
You know, their mantra has been Hollywood has some gatekeepers on what's going to get made.
Mm.
You've probably experienced this. You want to make a show, you want to make a film. There's some gatekeepers.
Yeah.
it's really hard to just decide you're going to make a film.
You can't just do that.
You can't just do that. And you got to have a lot of money to do that. And even then, you might not be able to do that.
Yeah.
So
I know Elon Musk trying to get a show made. He couldn't do it.
Man, it's Elon.
Yeah.
Maybe some AI, maybe.
Yeah, maybe AI.
So
he's suing AI?
How do you sue AI?
And he retracted his sue? His suit?
His suit?
He retracted his business suit? Did you know he retracted his suit? His lawsuit?
Come on.
You can't be AI, Elon. Who do you think you are? He was going up against AI. He tried to sue him, and AI probably sued him back. He's like, oh, damn.
Yeah, AI's like, I know what to do.
Y'all pretty smart. You got my ass. But
listen, you don't know what to do ahead of AI. They know what to do before you do.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I said they. Is it a they?
Hey, you better be careful before AI cancel your ass.
Check my phone. I might already be canceled.
Your phone not
That's
even
right. I'll
work.
come back. Is it Erica Tell?
Yeah.
Erica.
All right. So they have
Angel
a guild
Studios.
member. Yeah.
So they have a little gate. So Hollywood is a gatekeeper. So Angel Studios is like, we want to put the power in the hands of the people. What did they want to watch? What kind of content did they want to see? So they have a guild, and it's a guild membership, and the guild gets to over 300,000 people, 155 countries.
Wow.
Guilds, the guild membership. And they get a submission from anyone.
Can you name 3 countries?
United States, Canada, and Great Britain. Are you talking about for guild membership or just any countries?
No, I was just seeing.
Okay.
That's a trend on TikTok. Usually some people can't do it. All right.
You want to know why I said Canada?
Why? Because of me, because I'm Canadian.
Nah, John Candy.
Wait, John Candy. Wow. Jim Carrey.
He's nice.
All right. So
you got the guild. And so the guild membership.
This podcast is brought to you by ADHD. All right, let's go.
If you got the guild membership, you've got the guild membership, and anybody can submit a project to the guild, and it's called a torch. The reason it's called a torch is because Statue of Liberty, the torch was made first, and it illuminated. Right? Before they made the Statue of Liberty, they made that torch. And so you bring a torch to the guild. It could be a synopsis, it could be a short film, it could be the fully produced show that you want to make. You submit it, and the guild collectively decides whether or not Angel Studios will get involved. And they can get involved in a variety of ways. If it's just a concept, then Angel Studios will help make all the connections to help you get it produced and create it. If it's a full film and all you need is distribution, Angel Studios will help distribute.
Right. And then the movie Sound of Hope. Do you know how that specific movie came to be?
Sound of Hope was in production. The Weigels, Josh Weigel is the director. They had made this movie 8 years ago. They started it. And it came to the guild almost done. It is like a rough cut. So the full film is a rough cut.
Already filmed?
Already filmed.
Oh, wow.
In those 8 years. And so the guild then voted on it. And now it's getting released. July 4th.
July 4th.
July 4th, with a special screening on June 19th.
On Juneteenth.
But if this comes out before or after Juneteenth, then forget I said that.
No, this is coming out on Wednesday.
Which is Juneteenth.
Wait, is Wednesday Juneteenth?
Wednesday is Juneteenth.
Oh, it is. Wait, I need to do this before June. I need to do it on the 18th. People can
You could. Because they're making it, they're trying to fill theaters on June 19th. Because it's a story of this community. It's a story of this, well, you'll get into it later.
You know what?
You can get into it with others.
Talk too much, and I told you not to talk about the movie.
Well, I'm not talking about the movie. Anyway,
right.
Sound of Hope, it's now getting released in theaters. Angel Studios is so proud about it. In the good way. Not in like a good bad pride.
Yeah.
And it's very excited about it.
Well, thank you so much.
Hey, it's so great to be here.
Thank you. Coming up next, I feel like I'm hosting the Laugh Factory. Coming to the stage next, you've seen her all over. No, this lovely young lady we have coming next is the star of the movie Sound of Hope. You've seen her on Euphoria. You've seen her doing stand-up comedy. Everyone start clapping right now for Nika King. And bye.
I'll see you later.
You out of here.
Erica Tell out.
Erica Tell. Welcome on in. There you go.
Hey.
Straight from Florida.
Straight from Florida.
From the film festival.
Yes, ABFF. It was a storm happening. Let's just say that for 2 days. Yeah, Miami almost went under the water.
Flooded out.
Make sure my uniboob. Hold on, let me adjust that.
The uniboob. Please let the people know what a uniboob is.
That's when you don't wear a bra and your breasts decide to migrate together. They unified.
Come together.
It's a uniboob.
To become a one boobie.
One boobie under one nation.
So how you doing?
I'm great. Blessed. No complaints.
You glowing?
Thank you. I feel amazing. I'm so happy about where I'm at in life, and being in Miami just for the past couple of days, even though it was raining.
Right.
It's nice to be around other creatives, and I screened another movie of mine, and I'm here to talk about another movie of mine. So yeah, we got movies.
Movies on movies on movies. So I saw a clip on the YouTubes.
Oh Lord.
Where you said you wasn't booking.
Oh yeah. That kind of
was that was fake. That was fake news.
I do stand-up comedy.
Yeah, of course.
So it was a joke.
Right.
I was at the Improv with a mic in my hand. I was talking about not being able to pay my rent.
Right.
And I, of course, said Euphoria, need to come back. Sister got to get this rent paid, and they need to bring her half black A back to set. And so it I don't know what happened. It just caught on, and I think one person on TikTok, a fan of the show, put it on Twitter, and it just went viral. Yeah. Yeah. That was my first time going viral. I had never experienced that.
Oh, really?
Never experienced that. And I was
what was that like?
It was fun, right?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm viral, because that's the thing. As a creative, you want to go viral. That's why we're doing this stuff, right? Because we know with followers comes the contracts and the money, and hopefully, And then it turned. Because then
in a negative way,
people thought I was being serious.
Right.
So then it became like, get a job, you're entitled. Like, people were going in, and don't read the comments. That was my first mistake. I was reading the comments. I was like, everybody thinks I'm great. Wait, not everybody. Hold on, wait a minute. It was like you feel entitled, and so I guess that's the good and bad of,
right.
Being on social media.
Yeah, and I think that's just a lesson to everybody. When people are going to find something to bring anybody down. Yeah. And that has nothing to do with you. Mm-hmm. You telling a joke.
Right.
It's them trying to make themselves feel better about themselves. So that's why they say these things. Oh, right. She's entitled. She's this. She's that. They wish they could do what you do.
Right.
So they're trying to find any way to... If it was... if anybody was telling a joke... If it was Tom Cruise telling a joke, they're going to find something. I don't like Tom Cruise.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then HBO came out with a statement saying, well, the actors are allowed to pursue other opportunities. And that's
HBO said something?
Yes. Yeah, they didn't say something to me, but they said something to the public.
Excuse me, HBO! Mind your business!
They say pursue other opportunities. So that's when I just logged on to OnlyFans. I said, Rue Mama is about to be busting it wide open. They told me to pursue. So
you got
that's what I'm doing.
for her?
No.
Oh, okay.
I love the Lord too much.
Yes, of course.
God is good.
Yeah, all the time. And all the time, God is good. Okay, so I saw TMZ came and they got you. Hey, got you right outside your restaurant.
Right outside my restaurant.
That's good promotion.
Well, that's great promotion. That's wonderful promotion. I own a vegan soul food restaurant in Florida called Blue Tree Cafe. And, I'm in there busting suds and bringing in, groceries and getting the day started. And my brother was like, oh, paparazzi's outside. And we thought he was joking, like, okay, whatever. And he's like, no, for real, somebody with a camera, a professional camera taking pictures. So I was like, well, hold on, let me put on a little rouge or something. I can't be looking too beat up. And she was nice, though. She was super nice. Of course, people ate her up in the comments. Ate her up, yeah. Because they thought she was condescending, how she was talking to me. And I think overall, it's just, people don't understand the industry, I think. And so afterwards, she actually came in, bought some food.
Really?
Yep. And we were like... We're cool. So it was no bad intent. She was just coming to get the juice.
See that, people? Leave her alone. She was good. The reporter was good.
Yeah, she was good.
Yes. That's great. Now let's talk about Sound of Hope.
Yes. Sound of Hope, the story of Possum Trot. That's the whole, you got to say the whole name.
Sound of Hope, the story of Possum Trot.
Yes.
8 years?
Yes. 8 years in the probably more than 8 years.
When did you get on?
So we shot about a year and a half ago, because remember we had the strike.
Right.
So I got the script. I met with Josh and Rebecca, their husband and wife, and also writer, director, producers, and everything was great. Mm-hmm. I felt good about the story. I loved the script. I let my mom read it. She loved the script, and so I kind of waited, and then, you don't hear anything. So I'm like, oh, well, that didn't happen. Mm. And then they came back to me and said, well, we love you, but we're going to offer you a lesser role, the sister. Are you okay with that? And I said, yeah, of course. I want to be a part of this film.
The sister, the one that adopted the kid first?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So that was supposed to be my role. Well, it wasn't supposed to be my role.
Yeah.
It was given to me after they had hired a name.
Yeah.
And between me getting off my flight and checking into my Airbnb, I was told that I was now the lead.
Wait. Slow down.
Okay, rewind. Okay, rewind.
So you book sister them.
Sister them, yeah.
And then
signed on the line.
Signed it. And then how many weeks went by until they
weeks?
Weeks.
Days.
Really?
Days. Because we shot in Macon, Georgia. I think when I touched down, let's say if it was a Tuesday, we started filming that Monday.
And what do you think happened to the A-lister that they done?
Well, we don't talk about those things.
Okay.
Those things are, there's some things you just don't talk about.
Things you don't talk about. Okay.
But no, it was amicable. It just, it was, for me, it was destined to be my role.
Of course.
It really was, because the script is actually my mom's story. My mom was raised in foster care, and she was adopted by a pastor and his wife. So when she read the script, she immediately was like, this is your role.
Right.
This is your movie. And I'm like, slow down.
That
ain't how Hollywood works. So, and then full circle, I booked it and became the lead and executive producer.
Come on.
First time out the gate. God is good.
Let's go.
Yes.
And I just want to say, this film, it's a great film.
You saw it?
Yeah, I saw it. What?
Well, I don't know.
How would I know the sister the first one to do it?
I don't know. Maybe you saw the Cliff Notes version. I don't know.
Come on now. Listen, I'm a man. Who's dying out there?
I don't know.
Listen, I'm a man, right? Like,
yes.
I'm a man's man.
Yes.
Arr, arr.
Yeah.
Like, I wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth like this. Like, that's the type of man I am.
Do you put toothpaste on your toothbrush?
Sometimes.
Okay, sometimes.
Not even all the time. That's how manly I am.
Okay.
I'm caveman with it sometimes. Toothpaste. Sometimes no even toothbrush. I just do this.
I don't know. I don't think you should do that on camera.
Yeah, that's probably not...
Let's edit that out. Shake weights. We got it.
Yeah, I just be doing that sometimes, right? And like, you know what I mean? I cried.
Oh, that's good.
Like 3 times.
That's good.
But I was mad crying. I was like, when you cry, you gotta hold it back like don't drop out.
Were you in the theater or were you in your home?
In my home.
Okay, so you were okay.
Yeah, if you can make me cry on my iPhone, you can make me cry.
Wow.
Yeah, on my iPhone.
No, this movie is powerful, and I'm not saying that just because I'm in it. This is a powerful story.
Yeah, I know you're not saying it just to say it, because I'm me and I'm saying it. It was crazy just because there's so many moments where it's about bringing in the foster children into your home, right? But when you hear adopting foster children, you're like, oh yeah, you just bring in a kid that's a kid or whatever, but you don't think about the trauma that kid has gone through before they get to you,
right?
Like, this film, it dives so deep into that that you look at it totally different.
Right. And you look at those kids totally different.
Yes.
Right? Because sometimes you'll see a child and they're acting out or they're doing things and you're like, man, this kid is bad.
Right.
That's the first thing you'll say, but it's like you're not taking into account that this child has gone through some things that probably has damaged them for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they now don't have parents.
Right.
And now you have to deal with that and also show them love.
Right.
And First Lady Donna Martin and Bishop W.C. Martin, they did God's work when they did this. I'm sure this movie could have went on for 7 hours because there were so many stories with these kids. And I was so appreciative to be a part of this film, because not only did I receive healing, my mom received healing, through some of the stories that were told. Even just 2 weeks ago, she had an epiphany. She was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do a spoiler alert. I won't do it. I was about to do a spoiler alert. But it's a part in the movie where my mom immediately identified with it. And she had forgotten about that happening. And when she was talking to me, it came to her and she was like, wow, this story is like full circle for me.
Right. Yeah.
And my mom also, low key, like my mom broke a generational curse because we could have been in an adoptive situation because my mom was an addict when I was a child. So we went through situations when she was becoming clean and sober where we were going into people's homes one day at a time, a week at a time, and it was 6 of us.
Right.
So we would be separated.
Yeah.
2 would be over here, 2 would be over here, 2. And so it could have easily been where we ended up in, the system, but thank God my mom got sober.
Yeah.
And she's going to be sober 31 years, July 4th. July 4th, when the movie comes out.
Wow.
That's my mom's sober date.
July 4th. We need everybody in theaters to watch this thing.
Everybody.
Call
everybody.
Now, when I say this movie's great and it's a new breath of fresh air because we're used to seeing all these Marvel movies and action movies and this and this. I feel like we're slowly coming back to the movies that have a message behind them. And this movie, it dives so deeply into that. And it's not just about the fostering of the children. It shows the relationship between you and the bishop because I'm not trying to give anything away, but the story arcs between you two of where your mind was in the beginning of the film and where your mind was at the end of the film and where his mind was in the beginning of the film to where you guys like swap places.
Right.
And it shows that you need unity with each other in a relationship, also with God. So I think
and also with the church.
And also with the church. And it shows that very powerfully. And, I was talking with Demetrius today, and my favorite scene from him was that vulnerable moment when he's down and out and he needs help.
Yeah.
And I was like, ah!
That's my man.
That wasn't the first moment was with you when no, I'm not spoiling nothing. I'll just say the bath. Before the bath, when he took the shirt off. And, you saw what you saw.
Yeah.
And that moment that you had there where you realized, that's when I realized, like, the depth of the foster children. It's like,
and
oh, wow.
Trauma.
Yeah, and their trauma. This is way deeper than just, adopting a kid.
Right.
This isn't no Brad Pitt.
You going over to Africa, just picking somebody up out of poverty. Nah. Like, I got a baby now. No, this is like dealing with and it's you gotta have God. And not to say that you can't do it without God, but it's so difficult.
Yeah.
It's so difficult. But it's actually not a sad movie.
No.
Even though you're crying throughout the movie, you're laughing. There's moments where if you go onto a black church, some moments in there that you'll recognize and you'll identify with. So I think overall it's just like it's a feel good movie.
Yeah, and I know it's based on a true story. So how was it like meeting the real life Donna Martin?
First Lady Donna Martin.
First Lady Donna Martin.
Yeah, you gotta say First Lady.
First Lady. How was it like?
Oh my gosh, she was so beautiful. Her spirit is very, very endearing. I felt that immediately. And I was so worried because we don't look alike. And I know sometimes when you play actual people, the audience will be like, well, they don't look alike. But for me, I was like, okay, so I'm here. This is it. No, you gotta nail this. So I made sure when I talk with her, I'm like, can you pray with me? Can you send me some songs of you singing? What's your favorite song? I wanted to kind of see who she was, and then by watching videos that were on YouTube and videos that Josh, the director, sent me, I kind of took all of that and created an essence almost of her. And I know when I talked to her after she saw it, I was like, okay, tell me your honest opinion. Did you enjoy the film? Did you feel like I represented you? And she said, girl, you portrayed me, you show sides of me that I've never shown anyone. And I don't know that, so I was I was like, okay, I did my job. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And especially when I was watching it, it's just the love that you had for acting, right? This is why acting is so hard. because you have what's on the paper,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't have what's not on the paper.
Right.
And you did that so well.
Thank you.
You did that so well. And there's moments where you're saying you don't want to do this anymore. You're saying you want to quit, but I can see in your eyes and your emotions that you don't want to quit. And that's one of the hardest things to do as an actor. And you did that so well.
Thank you.
And I'm not trying to spoil it. You guys got to see the movie to understand what I'm talking about.
July 4th,
Like,
or Juneteenth.
Both. Juneteenth, July 4th, you got to watch this movie. I'm trying to talk about
I know, because it's so many pivotal moments in the movie. And, I've watched it a couple times with different audiences. I watched it with my family like a week ago. I've been in different spaces and I'm watching people and I'm seeing what affect people. And I think the overall like consensus is that people are touched. They're touched that kids are like being neglected, being abused, and they're being left to kind of fend for themselves. And here this beautiful woman of God had the vision to go out and do something about it. And not just do something about it, convince her church community to also be a part of the movement. Because it's more than a movie, right? We want people to go see the film. We want people to, take their family and friends. But we also want people to start thinking about kids. The kids that are in the system. There are over 400,000 kids right now in the system. And it really starts with the socioeconomic status of most of those families. And if we can just be a little more conscious about how we spend our money sometimes, how we engage with the people around us, how we engage with our community, how we engage with the church. And so, yeah, I'm already like, I want to adopt like 100 kids.
Really?
If I didn't travel so much and I wasn't all over the place, I would definitely adopt a kid. Yeah, I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, girl, it may not happen for you. You got to get going.
Right.
The clock is ticking.
Yeah, the clock is ticking.
The clock is every day of my life, I got to hear it click. Oh, damn. I mean, all day.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, the great thing is anybody can be a mother, right?
Right.
In the sense of anyone can really choose to take care of a child, to adopt a child, to be a big sister to someone. And so I'm all for it. I don't know how God is going to use me, but I'm like, okay, I'm here, God.
I think He used you in this film. Like, I think the message is very clear and important that when people watch this film, they're gonna look at it at a whole new way. You know what I mean? I think that's how He used you. I think He used you to show, like, if you have a good heart and if you're able to do it, you will do it.
Right.
Because there's moments where it's like, yeah, you might not even be financially fit to do it.
Right.
But you're gonna figure it out. So that's beautiful. So you have no kids of your own?
I have no kids. I have 15 nieces and nephews. My brother got the paternity test back. He is the father.
Okay.
But no, I don't have kids. I want kids, but I don't have a significant other. So, I'm single. So it's kind of like, I was going to do the IVF route, but it's too many drugs in your system. I couldn't deal with it. Yeah, too many needles. I was like,
What's that process like?
First of all, it's $35,000.
35?
Hot
35,000?
Hot 35, yes, off the rip.
To freeze an egg?
You might get an egg. You don't know, first of all. My homegirl went through that whole process and she got one egg and she put it on her refrigerator and she called it the golden egg.
If I would have went to her house, I would have scrambled that thing. I would have known.
Yeah, so she spent a lot of money just to have a ultrasound picture of a egg So I was gonna do that, but then I was just like, okay, that might not work because the doctor was very honest with me. He said, listen, I can take your money, but most times when you take the eggs out, they don't plant into the uterus. You need an embryo.
Yeah.
So you need the egg and the sperm together.
How
so
much
he
is
gave
the
me a
embryo?
list. He gave me a list of sperm banks. And he said, this is a better way. Go get some sperm. We do the embryo. We freeze the embryos. And then maybe the chances are higher. And I thought to myself, I can't do a sperm. bank baby. I can't,
Oh yeah, because that's a random.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
I don't. And listen, no shade to nobody. Listen, don't come for me, y'all. Like I've read stories recently where people were going to sperm banks. That's your business, but. I need to see my baby daddy walk out the door. I need to see him before he leaves.
You know how he walking out the door? He walking out the door like this. Yeah, just lay the meds. Come on.
No.
That's how he coming out.
That's how he coming out.
That's how he coming out.
Who
That's
am I dating? Paul Bunyan?
Oh.
But no. So yeah, didn't do the IVF. And so adoption is a possibility.
Is a possibility.
Yes, it is a possibility.
Now, there's no world where you would have one of your friends donate the sperm?
I thought about that. I've had conversations with my male friends who are good men, but I don't know. Because I didn't grow up with my dad, I want to have a family.
Mm-hmm.
I want to have a present male, like when I say present, physically, mentally, emotionally, like I want that.
Right.
And if I can't have that, then I'm just gonna be single.
Yeah.
For the rest of my life.
Not the rest of your life.
Me and a cat named Bunny.
Do you have a cat?
No, I don't have a cat.
Well, you a step behind. Come on.
I got a dog named Mila, but I love Mila. I get a dog and a cat. How about that? But no, I'm not dating. I don't want to date.
Why don't you want to date? Come on now.
No.
Come on. Why don't you want to date?
I live in LA.
Okay.
So that's already
The men are trash?
hot liquid garbage. Hot liquid. And I don't know. I'm not in that headspace right now. I've had relationships that I've learned from, and I think the next one has to be the right one. And so right now, I'm solo dolo.
So if a man were to come to you and ask you out on a date, you would decline?
It depends.
Okay.
He got to be a vegan billionaire, first of all.
Oh, so you're not getting nobody?
Nobody. No.
A vegan billionaire?
Listen, yes. Because every man I have dated has been hot liquid trash.
Have they been vegan?
They were vegan for like the first 6 months to like appease me, and then after that they be in the closet eating fish sandwiches and shit. I'm like, come on, bro. Like I can't convert nobody.
You wouldn't accept a meat eater?
No, I can't do it.
Why not?
I can't sit across from a man eating a steak or
How you think they get these muscles? This is a carnivore.
kale, arugula.
No, you can't get the proper proteins and minerals.
Chia seeds.
From
You know
kale?
how much protein is in chia seeds? Come on.
What's a chia seed?
Exactly. See, that's your problem. You
You know how much protein is steak?
No, it's not. Well, first of all, is it a steak or is it a lab steak?
A lab steak?
Yes, they're making meat in the lab. See, you need to read more often.
They're making not my steak.
No, not your steak.
Not your steak. I go to STK.
Not your steak. Right, not your steak.
I go to Ruth Chris.
Yeah, right.
You think they giving me labs at Ruth Chris?
Yes, they give you the lab
You
steak.
think so?
Oh yeah, come on. We live in this country. All the food is weaponized. Don't get me started on that. But back to the dating. I would definitely go on a date, but it's gonna take a lot. I'm just gonna be honest. It's gonna take a lot.
It's gonna take a lot.
Yeah,
No.
and I'm celibate, so it's if you're thinking you're gonna get some, then you're really mad. Now you eating the Impossible Burger because you ain't gonna get no booty because it's impossible.
Too impossible.
It's two impossibles. Yeah.
Dang. Okay, so celibate. Gotta be vegan.
And gotta love Jesus.
Gotta love Jesus.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So look, say you find the vegan.
Okay.
Say you find he loved Jesus.
Okay.
But he want a little bit of booty.
First of all.
Yeah. What you gonna do? You gonna cut him to the curb?
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's nothing. At this point in my life, I have gave enough of free booty.
Right.
I have. Listen to me, okay? When I say this, okay, and I can be very candid about this situation. I have had serious relationships. I have had flings. I've had one night stands. I've had it all. And at the end of the day, it doesn't make me happy.
Right.
It doesn't make me happy. So I'm not going to put myself into a situation where I'm having sexual intercourse with the man and creating soul ties. And now I'm depressed for years thinking about
Ooh.
No. But no, it's to me it's not worth it. I'm at an age now where I've had some very good dingling. You know what I mean? And after a while, it's just become good dingling.
Right. So let me ask. Let me ask you this now. If we're gonna revert back, right? So what's gonna happen is he's gonna be vegan. He gonna love Jesus, and he gonna be celibate. But he gonna do what the vegan did and ate that fish in the closet. Now, he gonna be celibate for you, but how long does the celibacy? What's it called? Celibacy? I said celibacy.
Yeah, that's okay. That's the other word.
Yeah, that's that Florida education. Hello. How long does he have to be celibate for?
Well, it's not a race to see who's.
That's what he gonna think.
And that's the problem right there. Because let's be real. After a while, sex just becomes sex, right? Then you have to start looking at the person and saying, okay, do I even like you? Do I like being around you? Can we have a conversation where I'm engaged, I'm enlightened, I feel supported, I feel safe? Those are the real things that matter to me in relationships.
Right.
You know what I mean? The sex thing is okay. We're talking about it. It's okay, whatever. But after a while, that goes out of the window. We need to talk about some real
things.
Yeah, some real stuff.
Now this is for you now. All right. Vegan.
Here we go.
Vegan.
Okay.
Love Jesus.
Okay.
Virgin.
Will I date a virgin man? No.
Come on!
No, I'm too grown to date a virgin.
What you want?
But not a virgin?
He vegan. He love Jesus. He ain't getting none in his whole entire life.
I guess I could teach him, but who want to be teaching somebody how to do?
Like, so how? Okay.
My thing is this.
Yes.
I'm gonna be single for the rest of my life. The author looking. The more you keep saying vegan, Jesus.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm content. Like I used to say, I was happily single. You know, when you single as a woman, you be like, I'm happy to be single. Be lying, be crying in your bed. You know, making a makeshift man with like multiple pillows.
Yeah.
Now I truly, truly am happy. To be single, because my mindset now is like, okay, I know what I want and I know what I don't want.
Right.
Based on multiple relationships that have failed, of course, because I'm single, and I've learned. I don't believe in like losing. I just believe in learning. So I have all the lessons, and now I'm like, okay, don't do that again, because I keep doing it. So obviously I haven't learned. So,
and then what's your focus on now in life? Is it career? Like, what do you focus on?
My focus is on like doing God's work. Like, it's really taking all of my life experiences, all of my resources. Like, when I said I couldn't pay for my rent, it's not because I'm broke. It's because I've spent a lot of my money opening a vegan restaurant in an underserved community, which has been difficult because our people don't eat healthy. So my mom and I decided, let's make the restaurant plant-based vegan. So that's been a task. You know, I also have a nonprofit where we go into same communities and teach people how to eat healthy, because I believe that mental health is directly correlated with how you eat, right? Because you eat to live, not live to eat. So that's my task right now.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
Well, that's lovely.
And of course, you know, being in this film.
Yeah.
This is like, I'm telling you, I didn't think I would be doing as many drama roles as I've done since Euphoria, right?
Yeah.
Because I came out here to be a comedian. I came to LA to pursue comedy. I've studied at the Groundlings. I've been a part of multiple sketch groups. I'm like, I'm gonna be a comedian. I'm gonna be the next Jim Carrey. I'm gonna be the next Martin Lawrence, you know? And then, you know, Euphoria happened. And then it was like, okay, that was cool. Like, I proved to myself, oh my gosh, like, I can do drama. Like, because I didn't think I can do drama.
Really?
No.
What? Y'all gotta see this movie. I thought you was a drama queen.
Drama queen. I am a drama queen, but not in that certain way. But I have a theater degree from the University of Florida, of course. So I have the training. I keep hitting this mic. Is that going to be a problem?
No.
Later. Okay.
Oh, now it's a problem. now it's a huge problem.
This is my first interview, guys. I'm so nervous. I don't even know what to do with my hands. Oh my God. How do you do this? See, that's what I mean. I'm naturally silly.
Yeah.
I'm naturally goofy. That's my personality. A lot of people don't know that about me, but I'm like, I was voted class clown.
But some of the comedians make the best actors as well. Look at Eddie Murphy. He be killing his dramatic roles.
Yeah.
I think because you're able to tap into all of the emotions. I feel like maybe comedy sometimes is harder than drama because you have to tap and you have to really learn someone and figure out what makes them laugh, especially if you're doing stand-up. You have to know your audience. Like, how do you know what someone's going through and how to make them forget about that as a comedian? And I think for you doing comedy, like, you know how to do that with laughter, so now you can do that the opposite way as well.
Yeah.
Because the way you dove into this character, First Lady, whew,
Yeah.
killed it.
Well, I'll tell you why I didn't think I can do drama is because I didn't like crying in front of people. So the vulnerability part was something that I struggled with for a long time, especially with roles. And, you know, growing up in Miami and in Liberty City in the hood, you know, I had a very challenging childhood. You know, I was grown. I was doing grown people stuff way before I was supposed to be. I didn't really have a childhood in the sense of, like, I was taking care of siblings. I was dropping people off to school. I was ironing clothes. I was doing all the things that my mom should have been doing, but she was struggling with an addiction. And so for a long time, I thought crying was weakness. So I didn't cry. I was a little 9-year-old thugged out. You know what I'm saying? I almost got a tear right here tattoo, you know, because I was out here.
You was thugging it.
Thugging, you know.
Yeah.
But after going to therapy and having some breakthrough sessions, and my therapist telling me, it's okay, you can cry. And so that began like a healing process. And then just doing the film and having these relationships with these kids kind of healed parts of me that I didn't even know was broken with my mom, the relationship, you know?
Yeah.
So it's been a cathartic journey, to say the least.
That's wonderful. Now, the roles that you've played, what has been your most challenging role that you would say to date?
I would say Leslie Bennett on Euphoria.
Really?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because the topic of addiction. You know, I saw my uncle overdose fentanyl 2 months into filming season 1. I didn't see him, but we had that happen in the family. He was also an addict. So I grew up around a bunch of addicts. My mom was an addict. My 2 uncles were addicts. And so that's all we knew. Struggle, surviving, you know, seeing people high all the time and just domestic violence and you know, always moving from different houses, getting evicted, you know, not being able to eat. And my mom keep having kids. Like, you having another baby? Twins this time? Hell, who gonna change their diaper? Me? I'm only 8. So I got my own diaper. If you 8 then a diaper is a problem. But anyway, so, you know, I just was like, okay, this is life. You know, this is life, and you gotta find ways to use roles, acting roles, to serve not only the character, because that's why you're in that part. You're there to serve the character, but also to serve you too, parts of you that need healing. So, yeah, I would say Leslie Bennett on Euphoria, because that opened up a lot for me. That made me feel like, okay, it's go time.
Right.
You know you can do it. You killed it. Because, I mean, come on. I'm opposite Zendaya and Storm Reed.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't mess this up.
Yeah.
I can't. You know, they're going to replace me like they did Viv, you know? You come back and be a dark-skinned Leslie Bennett. I'm like,
wait, hold on. Who that? That Anika was
that look like Lupita. But yeah, I decided one day on set, I was just like, lock in.
Right.
Just lock in. Don't worry about how you look. Don't worry about, you know, because sometimes you don't want to look a certain way on camera. You don't want to do the ugly cry, or you don't. I say it doesn't matter. You have to do what this character would do in this situation.
Right.
This person rather would do in this situation.
And in your personal life, do you drink alcohol? Do you do any extracurricular activities?
Extracurricular activity. Well, you know I don't do no extracurricular. So right now I'm on a 30-day raw diet. I just really wanted to like clear my mind. I drink wine, but clear my mind, clear my space, and just be committed to like receiving what's getting ready to happen with this film. Right now I'm on a 30-day raw diet. So no cooked food. It's been difficult. Because, you know, I'm traveling, it's hard to eat. But, you know, it's also a spiritual thing. It's also like a mental thing. I've done like 14 days with just juice.
Now, do you feel like, and I'm asking because your family has so many addicts in it. Do you feel like you have an addictive personality?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
You
I
do?
have an addictive personality.
Really?
For sure. My dad was an addict. He died, you know, of a heart disease. And my mom was an addict. You know, it's my family has a lot of trauma.
But how do you know specifically that you have, are you like sugars?
Everything.
If you're vegan, I feel like you have self-control.
I have self-control because I had to for health purposes. I was pre-diabetic. So I know I didn't want to have diabetes. I knew I wanted both of my legs. I knew I didn't want to be in the club with one leg doing the stanky leg. I couldn't do it.
It's going to be one stanky leg.
It was going to be real stanky. So I said, hey, you know, let's change this diet 360. And so I just cut out meat. I cut out cheese. I mean, I love to eat. I love food. And that was one of the most difficult things to do. But it just improved my overall health. I was dealing with so many chronic issues that I knew food was directly correlated to that. And so I just decided, okay, let's just go vegan, go plant-based. And I like to say plant-based more than vegan because veganism is a little more extreme, you know, but I would say plant-based diet is better for me.
Now, if you would never, to the day you go to heaven, which will be a very long time from now, 300 years.
Yes.
You'll never eat meat?
No, I don't think I'll ever eat meat again.
You'll never eat meat?
I don't think I'll ever eat meat again. Because you know what? Now, the more I research about how meat is produced in this country and the things that's happening with our food, I'm definitely not going back to meat. And even like eating fruits and vegetables is becoming a whole thing now.
Really? What they saying about fruits and veggies?
Pesticides, GMO, hybrids, seedless watermelons. What are you doing with your life, King Bach? You're not reading? Hello?
I'm living life to the fullest.
That's your problem. You're not reading about fruits and vegetables.
I had a steak from the lab this morning.
Exactly. That's your problem.
I had fruits.
It's clogging your brain. It's calcifying your pineal gland.
That's why I said celibacy?
Yes.
Wow.
But yeah, I read labels, you know, I go in, I don't consume soy.
You don't feel like that they're just putting fear into us?
It's not fear because I know what it does for my body.
Right.
And I know when I do eat certain things, it's an immediate reaction. And I just know that this country is not caring about how they give us our food. You know what I mean? The Food and Drug Administration. Don't you find that odd? That food and drug is in the same administration?
Preach.
Think about it.
You're right. So do you follow like Dr. Sebi and
that's how I started my journey. Alkaline. Where the alkaline at? Throw me the alkaline. Alkaline.
Whoa.
Alkaline.
Oh, good thing you could catch. That's
Alkaline.
crazy. I got food poisoning from that.
I know. That's why I didn't bring it because I didn't want you to be triggered.
Oh no! Every time I see it, I just
every time you told me that 5 times already.
And it's not the water, guys. It's not the water. It is not the water.
He did not rinse the lid.
I didn't rinse the lid. My boy Angelito right here, sitting right behind. He's the one switching the angles. He's like, "Hey, you thirsty?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm thirsty." He gave me this water and didn't tell me that these bottles be sitting in warehouses for months at a time, and these rats just be coming and leaving their little droppings on it.
Yeah, you have to rinse the lid. But the alkaline water itself, there's also theories about the legitimacy of alkaline water. But the real issue here is not the water, it's your body being alkaline. It's not so much drinking water, because if you're not eating foods that are alkaline, then your body will start developing diseases. And you know what Dr. Sebi, he says the beginning of every disease is mucus. And so mucus starts when the body is in an acidic state. So you want to make sure that you're eating fruits and vegetables and things that are going to make your body more alkaline as opposed to acidic.
You know what's crazy is I started doing no carbs for the past 3 weeks now. And it's been hard.
Yeah.
But it's changed my body.
How?
I think because sugar is, so I cut out sugar completely.
And when you say sugar, what do you mean? Like white sugar, honey?
No, nothing.
No
I don't
sugar.
do fruits. I don't even
You don't do
fruit
fruit sugars?
No,
Why?
I don't do fruits. I don't do oranges. I just wanted to try it out for 7 days, and I just continue to do it.
How's your bowel movements?
Not good.
Oh, you got to add more fiber.
No, I don't shit at all.
That took a turn.
I don't shit at all.
That's not good.
I
So you
know.
full of shit?
No.
Should have saw that one coming.
No, it's crazy because
But see, okay,
Mhm.
not to cut you off, but you see the correlation? Not being, like, bowel movements is a serious topic. I mean, we're joking and being silly, but if you're not defecating properly, then you're going to create disease in your body. And then your mind is clogged. See, your gut and your brain is connected.
But I'm sharper than ever, celibacy.
Well, of course you are.
Yeah, but it's because it's like that. Now it's like, okay, some days I'll take and I'll do things that have fiber in it.
Okay.
So I'll do like brown rice here and there.
Okay, brown rice is horrible.
It is?
Yes.
What should I eat for fiber?
You should do wild rice.
Wild rice.
Yes, wild rice is alkaline.
Okay.
You can do pink rice. You can do farro, bulgur. Those are all alkaline grains.
I've never heard of
You
pink
want to
rice.
stay away from white rice and oats. And
Stay away from oats?
Yes, because you're having problems defecating. You need to, everything that you need to eat needs to be alkaline, and it also needs to kind of like create some lubricancy. Wow, did I say lubricancy? I think.
Yes! Florida education strikes again. She went to UF.
I think it's rubbing off on me. Anyway, kale. You got to do your greens. Kale. We could talk more about this off camera, but yeah, you got to get your mind right. You got to get your mind right.
Yeah.
And get your mind right first. You got to get your diet right.
Damn, I thought I was doing good. I'll show you the pictures. The body is nice.
Yeah.
I'll show you the before and after.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Sound of Hope.
Yes.
The story of Possum Trot.
Yes.
How
July
y'all don't
4th.
know that?
July 4th.
Lock in July 4th.
Yes, and go to the website, www.angel.com/Rose of Sharon. That's my nonprofit. So
Okay.
every time someone goes to that URL, my nonprofit receives 15% of the proceeds. And so we can do more work in the community. So
We're
make
gonna
sure y'all
put it right there. Look, right here. Say it again. What's the website?
click that link right there, angel.com/Rose of Sharon.
There we go. And then where can the people find you?
I'm on all social media platforms as I am Nika King, or you can go to my website, nikaking.com.
And anything else coming up? We got Sound of Hope. You said you had some other projects you're working on.
Yes, you can catch me at the Improv. I have a monthly show there, Nika King and Friends. And
I was never invited.
Well, you're invited.
Thank you. When's the next one?
It's canceled already. I'm joking.
Damn. I
They
can't even
canceled
watch.
it.
I can't even
No.
watch it.
What's today? Today is June. We're in June, right? June.
Yeah.
July. Will you do my show in July?
July what? I go on tour in July.
Oh, see that? Tour. You see how he one-upped me real quick?
No, I
don't need your little show.
no, it's
I'm
not
on
that.
tour.
I won't be in town.
Oh, yeah.
If it was next week.
The whole month of July, you're gone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. August? Maybe. It's my birthday month. We're gonna do a big birthday show.
I should be. I do have shows in August, but I'll be here.
Yeah, okay. You're gonna be on tour?
Yeah, until I shoot my special December 27th
What?
and 28th.
You better do that. You better do that.
But enough about me. We're talking about
Yeah,
you.
that-
You got a monthly show.
Yes.
What
Nika King
days?
and Friends. Whatever day the Improv give me. So you just
Okay.
gotta go to the website.
Okay.
NikaKing.com.
Cool. Make sure you guys check out Sound of Hope, the story of Possum Trot, July 4th,
Yes. And
June 19th.
Juneteenth.
So where is it going to be showing June 19th?
AMC, Regal, Cinemark.
Across the U.S.?
Yes, across the country.
Oh,
It's
okay.
major.
So they're just doing it one day?
Just that one day for the black folks.
Okay, so
Not just
everybody,
for everybody, but yeah.
Just alienated.
June for everybody. Juneteenth is for everybody.
Right. It's for everybody.
Everybody.
That's why you said it like that. She winked. It's for everybody.
I mean, Juneteenth is a whole thing now. So, but no, this is a special.
Are you gonna do what Will Smith did? You gonna pop in and surprise people?
Pop in.
All right, guys. You might see her in your local theater.
Yeah, I might be in there like I don't know why I did that, but
you just scared everybody. Yeah, guys. The part that's real emotional.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we out. What's up, y'all? Today we have a special guest whose impressive body of work spans across film, television, and stage. You may know him from his standout roles in Fear the Walking Dead, The Rookie, Westworld, Straight Out of Compton. I said Compton and Rampage at the same time. Straight Out of Compton, Rampage. The list goes on. And now he is playing Reverend Martin in the film Sound of Hope, which is in theaters July 4th. It is my honor to welcome the incredibly talented actor, producer, and storyteller, Demetrius Gross. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Demetrius, thank you so much for joining.
What's up, Bash? It's great to see you, man. Great to connect with you. And yeah, just happy to see everything that's going so great in your career, what you've been up to, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Let's talk about it, man. Sound of Hope. It was a great film. It was really, and here's the thing. I'm a man. You know what I mean? I'm a man's man. I don't cry at movies, bro. I do not cry. This film, bro, I was like, there were so many times where I'm crying. It touches you in ways that you're like, it brings so many emotions. Your character brings so many emotions. And I'm not trying to give anything away, but your state of mind at the beginning of the film on how you felt about fostering children to where it was at the end of the film, it's and how it shows like the depth of the character, where it wasn't just like, oh, I changed my mind and now I'm gonna do this to be a better person. No, you changed because of your relationship with your wife and your relationship with God. It was all of those things. Your relationship with your kids, it was all these things. You saw, when someone else did something, you saw how that affect, like all these things were going through my mind, and it just, all those little details that a lot of other films don't capture, this one captures it. So I just want to hear from you. What was it like?
That's what was so compelling about the script when I originally read it and heard of the story, is that First Lady Donna Martin and Bishop W.C. Martin, they are at the center and core in their relationship, their church community. Their faith is at the center and core of this film. They ultimately found homes for 77 of the hardest to place children in the adoption arena or in the foster care system in Center, Texas. And they themselves were responsible for housing 22 children. This was a small Black church community in Possum Trot, Texas. And what compelled me when I read the script was just that these were ordinary people that just had an extraordinary faith to do what to some people seems impossible. Mm-hmm. And there was just an automatic yes in my spirit when I got the opportunity, because these are the kind of stories, and specifically the story that goes on between Donna Martin and Reverend Martin. Donna Martin, of course, played by the incomparable Nika King. That relationship and their just sort of everyman quality invites so many people into the stories so that they can see how they can themselves raise to this level of being effective and helping, change communities.
Yeah, and do you have any background or backstory with a foster situation of your own?
It's interesting. The man I know as my father, I had a similar story to Shaq. So I didn't know my biological dad, but my mother was remarried or got married to my father when I was 5 or 6 years old. And so while he didn't adopt me, in many ways, he took on that that title as my adopted father, and he's the only man I ever really know as my actual father. So that was my entry point, um, emotionally, psychologically, into what this must have been like for the children. But as a father now, I'm a father of four, beautiful wife, I have a family, and I know firsthand what it's like to care for a family, care for your wife, try to make things happen in the midst of obstacle and just the vicissitudes of life. So I had some fodder, but I didn't have an actual adoption story in my life. I had the blessing to have a man to step in and say, I'm gonna be your father. I'm not gonna sign no paperwork. I ain't gonna go to the judge. Marry your mother, love you. I'm gonna lead you in the right direction, train you up, and so that was my entry point emotionally.
Right. And also what I love about it as well is the intricacies of, how do you say this, when the kids, their backstory, their trauma that they have, and now when your families have adopted these kids, and I think it shows a strong message to anybody out there that's thinking about, that had the opinion of, oh, I would never foster, I would never adopt a kid, I would never foster. It lets you see like the humanity in when you do that. There are these kids, they have their back against the wall, they have nowhere to go, and even if you bring them in with loving arms, with open arms, loving heart, they still have to deal with their trauma, and you still have to help them fix that. It's not just providing a home, it's providing a home, love.
Yeah, and I think that's what's gonna make this film, Lord willing, such a touch point with so many people, is that it's such a provocateur of conversations that need to be had about PTSD for children. We often talk about our servicemen and women in the armed forces who deal with PTSD, but many of these children that are in the foster care system have all kind of trauma, of all sorts, based on the fact that they don't have consistent loving homes. And so I think there is just a real opportunity for this film to, across cultural lines, across socioeconomic disparities, for us all to have a conversation about how we can help this very critical issue change in our country, maybe even the world.
Yeah. And as far as diving into your character, um just kind of walk me through this process of this character, Reverend Martin. Did you meet him before? Did you talk to him? Did you have dinner? How did you dive into this character?
Yeah, originally I saw it on paper, the script, and then I was able to go online. Donna Martin and Bishop Martin, they had been on TV and network outlets. They had done the Oprah Winfrey Show, so there was beginning to be a little bit of a swell of media around this story. It's the small town, and these people of invincible faith that did this heroic, extraordinary thing. So there was stuff going on the internet, but I actually did get the chance before we started rolling to have lunch with Bishop Martin, and Nika and I also had a whole, I'll call it a Bible study or prayer interaction with them, where the Holy Spirit was present, and we prayed over the success of the film, our authenticity throughout the process, and for just God's hand to be on it. So we did get to spend some really critical and significant moments with them before we started rolling, and then of course after the film.
Right.
And there's an Easter egg in the film that I won't, but I'll just say this: some of the people from the actual story have been cameoed in the film tastefully.
Did
Just
I miss
break
that?
the fourth wall a little bit.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Now let's talk about the balance that your character had. Like how hard was it to figure out, because as a father, it's like you have your own children, and then you have Reverend Martin, who's a father as well. Now the balance of disciplining, how do you take your personal life and bring it into the fathering of this, because you're disciplining children that are yours and children that aren't yours?
Yes, that's such a great question. I think sometimes it's rare. It's rare for you to have a role that you can borrow from your own experience. This one, while I'm not an ordained minister or a pastor, like I said, I'm a father, a husband, and I'm a believer. So I was able to just tap into those hard moments. What makes W.C. Martin to me a superhero in a sense is that we see him grapple with how challenging it is, because he is already a father of 2 kids, one who has special needs. And so he and his wife's decision to take on 22 children and then to galvanize a movement to find 77 homes for 77 children. To me, I relate to it because as an actor and as an artist, and as you know, as a writer, as a producer, sometimes our career doesn't lend itself to being family men, or they seem somehow polar. And so making those leaps on a daily basis, picking up kids, dropping them off from school, but then also, going to set, working on the sides, writing a script, developing, content, and all that balance. I got that made sense to me how this could happen, and that was an entry point for me to just see how they balanced all of their responsibilities and still were able to step up and do this heroic thing.
Right. And now, how important do you think this film is, not just for your career and this role that you played and portrayed, but just for the message to get out to the world?
It's critical. I don't think there has been a film like this, and I don't think we should shy away from how ethnically diverse the cast is. What that means for our country to see Elizabeth's character. She plays she plays the social worker. To see Nika, to see Bishop, to see Chewy, who is a Latino character, to see all of these people in this community come together for a common cause as critical as children having loving homes. I think it has the potential to, like I said, to be a provocateur of conversations that haven't been had before across lines that we've drawn in the sand. They say the most segregated day in the week is Sunday when people go to worship. And I think this movie begins to tear away at some of the fabric of that.
Right.
Much humanity in it, beyond race, beyond social, economic disparities in the country. We're saying in this film, hey, if you have a loving heart and you want to change this situation, let's lock arms, put our differences aside, and make this change happen.
And it's so phenomenal, the way that the story comes together. Your character had a phenomenal moment when everything was down and out. And as a man, sometimes as men, we try and do it ourselves. We don't need any help. We don't need help from anybody. Let's figure it out. We'll do it ourselves. But there's a point in the film when you're down and out, and you take that moment to be vulnerable and ask for help. And that, to me, I cried. I ain't gonna lie. This when you was I'm not giving away.
You ain't cried, man.
Bro, I'm telling you, I cried. Bro, you was so good. I cried, bro. You was standing there looking at that man like, what's up?
Like, wow.
Yes, bro.
You got some dramatic roles coming. You got some dramatic roles coming up.
Me, nah, not me. I'm chilling. I'm doing the comedy thing. But like But bro, the vulnerability that your character had in that scene, and you were still manly. You know what I mean? Like it, bro. Like I need people to see this. I need people to see this film. Like it's you hit another level on this one. You hit another level on this one.
Yeah, it's to me, without being religious, the glory goes to God, man. You work really hard, actually. You make uh you make what you do look easy. You've been doing this since divine days. Like, and I know you well enough to know that that there's still a hand of God over the prosperity that you've been enjoying and that you will continue to enjoy, and the notoriety and just what you're doing, even stuff that people don't know behind the scenes. So I take that same psychology into this work. I work hard as an actor. I've been doing this for over 20 years. But at the end of the day, I know enough to know that we don't know the outcomes. All we could do is show up, show out, and put it all and leave it all on the floor, as they say. But the glory is God's, and I can already see what spirit or source wants to do with this film. So I'm really proud of the work I did. I'm proud of my cast. I'm proud of my producers, directors, the Angel Studios that has us with an unprecedented distribution rollout. And more importantly than all of that, I'm excited for kids that might be able to find homes, because this movie may stir something up in someone to make that very faithful decision to adopt. Like, that's a good look. So all good things.
Yeah, all great things. Now let's talk about you and your career, and you like you just said, you've been in this industry over 20 years. You've played many characters. My question to you is, what was your most challenging character that you played, and why?
I think my most challenging character. That's such a good question. Okay, let me think. What am I going to say?
The people want to know.
You know what? This one, Possum Trot, Bishop, not Reverend,
Yeah.
not Pastor, Bishop,
Bishop.
W.C. Martin, right? This guy he's a real guy. And as people get introduced to this story over time, they'll get to know that First Lady Donna Martin and Bishop Martin, they're just salt of the earth, real folks from Louisiana, Texas, from the South, who didn't have extraordinary means to do this very extraordinary thing. And they're alive and well and kicking and rolling, and so to portray someone who is with us, with so much vitality and so much input, I wouldn't say it was challenging, but it was an opportunity that did come with a certain amount of reverence that I had to do that, because I wasn't portraying somebody who's no longer with us. This guy is still building a phenomenal legacy, and so this was probably the most challenging role. And then to play a pastor and not be able to comment on it, because sometimes when people joke around with the pastor, like, and I was talking to the Lord, and the Lord told me that He would talk to me in the midnight hour. And we do that, and we do it lovingly, but we're still kind of commenting on it. But there was no room for none of that.
Right.
Kind of come correct with it. So that was new territory.
Yeah, that's
and
great.
Fun too, as an artist.
Oh, that's great. So is this rumored or is this factual? Are you in a Marvel? Are you in Marvel? Are you in the Marvel universe?
Yeah, I think I can say that now. Yeah, I'm actually in the MCU.
Let's go! Congratulations, brother.
Yes, thank you. I'm opposite Yahya Mateen and Ed Harris and Ben Kingsley, Josh Gad, Bob Odenkirk. We're doing a show called Wonder Man that'll be out next year.
Yeah,
and I play Eric Williams, who is Simon Williams, Wonder Man, his brother.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's happening.
That's amazing. Because one of my other questions was, because about this film, we're so used to seeing the Marvel films. We're so used to seeing the action, the John Wicks, all these big box office hits. I think we're finally getting back to the time when we can come back to these stories that have these films that have a story behind it with with it's not the big budget movie. It brings you in to like just come sit, enjoy, cry. Like I feel like we're coming back to that now. How do you feel like the industry is changing?
I feel like the industry is changing in that way because people see more than ever. They see behind the veil. They don't want, and I think that's been a big part of your success online and through social is that like people want to feel like they can connect with artists like never before, like they know the person who they're watching. And I think the spotlight, which is the Marvel outlet that Wonder Man will be released through. I think it's called Spotlight, and it's on Disney Plus. Their whole methodology is to highlight the subtle nuances of these relationships so that these superhero, big, larger than life characters, you see the humanity in them. And I think it's because that's what people want now. People want to they want to see you sweat. They wanted to know that you bleed like they bleed, so to speak. That and even though you have these extraordinary powers as a hero or a superhero or whatever, that they want to see the humanity in those characters, and that's exactly what this show does. Actually, in a lighthearted way, sometimes too. It's going to be kind of like a satirical take on Hollywood as we know it, but with very familial interpersonal relationships.
Mm. Wow. And the the film comes out July 4th in
Yes.
theater. We need everybody to see it, especially we need our people to go see it.
That's right.
So we can keep getting films like this made. As far as what's next for you, well, we know Wonder Man. Anything else on any producing projects, any directing, what do you got coming up?
Yeah, I'm still working on a project called Godfrey. People have heard about it for several years. We've been working on it, rewriting it, and retooling and finding funding for it. It's called While Time Stood Still is the working title, but originally it was called Godfrey. Developing that, and about to go back to work for Wonder Man at the end of the year, and then yeah, right now we're working on this film, making sure this film gets out. So there's a pretty significant campaign to be present at a lot of these activations and screenings to help not just galvanize awareness of the film, but the cause of the film. So that's going to have me pretty busy through the rest of the summer.
Wow, booked and busy.
But and what are you up to? And I'm always curious what you're up to. Are you allowed to say it on your own show, or is that double dipping?
No. Yeah, I'm actually directing my first film later this year. It's a horror film. Yeah.
What's up? Can the brother get a cameo?
Yeah. And I created a short film that like a proof of concept that's getting turned into a feature film. It's like an action type of film. It's like remember Will Smith in Independence Day? Like
Yeah,
it's kind of like that character, but like John Wick. So I'm whooping ass.
Yeah, you were mad. Take a name.
Yeah, we got to work together one day, man. I pray for it. It'll happen.
Yeah, I touch and agree. Give me some attention.
Yes, sir.
Cool, man. Well, this was really a pleasure to sit down with you. I haven't seen you in years.
Yeah, 2010. It's crazy.
But I've definitely been looking over and seeing you do your thing, man. I'm just really happy for your continued success.
Thank you, brother. You too, man. And good luck with everything that's going on. God bless you. The film's gonna be great. It's gonna do numbers. I already know. And man, good to see you.
Lastly, I think the message of this whole talk for
Yes.
anybody who's out there is that, I came up through just auditioning and academic acting. Bach came up creating his own lines, creating his own content. I want children, young artists who are watching this to know there's a million ways to skin a cat, as they say. Just stay true to yourself. Listen to that small, still voice, and stay inspired and be integrous. Be a person of character. You can do it. There's a lot of different ways to do it, but you can do it, and that's it. Just do it.
100%. 100%. I agree. Like there's so many different ways.
So many ways.
But and also you have to be open to listen to the right way. You know what I mean? Like, cause say Vine came out, I'm over here. I'm like, no, I'm an actor. I need to do these auditions. Da 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 da. I ain't doing Vine. I would have blocked that blessing. Look at me.
Yeah. That was me. I kind of did. I was on my whole lane with it. Like I was doing the old school route, but I was seeing you guys do it, and I was seeing it explode. But it just wasn't my thing. But I rocked it. I was watching it explode, and you guys do it. Oh, my pleasure. We'll wrap again soon.
Yeah, we'll see each other soon. I'm doing Elizabeth next.
Oh, great. Oh, you're gonna love her. She's a lovely human being.
Oh, good. What's up, y'all? Today, our special guest, we are thrilled to have her remarkable performances have captivated audience across the globe. She has brought to life unforgettable characters in Lost, Revolution, Santa Claus, V, and she plays Susan Ramsey in the film Sound of Hope, which will be in theaters July 4th. It is my great pleasure to welcome Elizabeth Michelle.
Hello.
No, Elizabeth Mitchell.
Yeah, but I liked it that too. I was very happy.
I said it with like a French accent.
Michelle. I know, you made me sound so fancy. I really liked it. Like Elizabeth Michelle. I liked it.
How you doing?
I'm great. I'm so happy to be talking to you. This is really fun.
Oh, this is great. This is great. And you were amazing in the film.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was great. And I was just talking with Demetrius earlier.
Oh, so good. He's so good.
So good. And I was telling like I'm a man. Like I'm a man's man.
Yeah.
I'm watching the film and I'm crying.
Me too. And I knew it. I know it backwards and forwards. And I still cried when I saw it the first time.
Yeah.
It's really moving. And the kids, I feel like the kids are what get you. They are so beautifully, and it's so beautifully and truthfully acted, and they're so good. They get me every time.
Yeah. So why is this film why do you think this film is so important for people to see, like just to get the message out?
Well, we were originally called Possum Trot because that was the community, and then it's now Sound of Hope, and I actually think that's why it's important. I think the idea is that it's a solvable problem. It's a solvable tragedy. It doesn't have to be something that is our truth. It could be something else, and I think these 22 families proved that. And I think that's why it's so important. I think so often we see huge tragedies, are like, oh, that's terrible, but there's nothing really I can do, and they just the Martins proved that yes, there is, and we did it. So I think that's why.
Yeah, and it's great, and also what I loved about it is you get like a depth in look of what goes on behind doors, because you think like, oh, let me foster a kid, bring the kid in, raise the kid, oh, it's great, but you don't really think about the backstory and the trauma that child has gone through before you adopt.
Absolutely. There's so much involved with caring for and loving and fully taking in a child and their whole world and history. And I think that's what makes it so stunning is it gives you a little bit of an idea of the commitment, but then the joy of that, which I found incredibly inspiring. I was touched when I read the script the first time and even heard about this story. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much to it, and the fact that none of these kids went back. Everyone stayed with these families. The families worked through it, and the idea was these children were theirs. They came into their family, and everything that came before was also part of them, and they love them unconditionally. And the kids have gone on to do beautiful things.
Yeah, and as far as your character, diving into that role, it's such an important role because
Mm.
you know, it's you have to really you could tell like you really love your job in these kids and really trying to make a difference. And even though you saw, and I'm not trying to give anything away, but even though you saw that other people had great hearts and great minds and great intentions, you were like you were literally thinking what is best for these children. And how important was that to come across for you?
Oh gosh, I love that. I love that idea of her as well. I think Susan was um, pretty extraordinary, but I feel like what really made her extraordinary was the Martins. She cares for the kids with all of her heart. She is working so hard, she's exhausted, and every single one of her choices is so that these kids can have the best life possible. And I think she had given up hope in what the Martins suggested was possible. And when they came to her, really, they kind of swept her up in this. The first lady and the reverend, they brought her along for this journey. And I think it just opened the world wide up for her. I really did. I feel like the partnership of those three is one of the most beautiful things because they said not only can they be safe, but they can be loved, they can be happy, they can be fulfilled. There can be an entire world for these children, and we can make that happen. And she was so skeptical, and then her her love for it and her belief in the system, I feel like they completely recharged that. It was
Mm,
beautiful. I mean, they did it, but she got to be there, which is great.
yes, yeah. Now uh I now the film is based off of a true story, and uh unfortunately the real Susan is no longer with us.
Yeah.
But were you able to meet any of the other real life people
Yes,
for
I
for
met
the
everybody that I was able to on the last day, meet the Reverend and First Lady, and I met a lot of the kids, and they were so warm. I felt so much love coming from this entire community. I walked into it and I had a circle of people around talking to me, and if you could just feel the warmth, it was really extraordinary. It's an
Mhm.
incredible group of people, and I think that the way they set the tone for this is possible if we just love, if we just open our hearts and we decide that, yes, these children are our children, right? As children have to be all of our children. It was beautiful. I mean, they really are an extraordinary group of people. And I was, of course, so touched that I could barely speak, but they were lovely. There were hugs, there were tremendous support. I left there. You know how you leave a group of amazing people and you're like, okay. So they really are. They're just an extraordinary bunch of people. And the fact that I believe, groups of these amazing souls exist all over our world, but it was nice to be part of this one.
And do you have any background with a foster life at all?
So I don't have any background with a foster life, and I found it to be so fascinating. And we would all talk about all of it, and our producers have a history with it. So we sat at dinner, and we um, we really did go over their lives, and it was so deeply personal. And Nika and I were gathering these stories and these. Well, we had such an incredible wealth, which is really sad, isn't it, but a wealth of information to
Mhm.
draw from those around us. And it was really extraordinary how deep the foster care system goes, how many kids are in foster care, how many kids are without a home and are just struggling, floundering.
Right. Now how does this role of Susan, how is this role like, why did you choose this role out of all the roles that you've done over the years?
It's funny. I had just wrapped our first season of the Santa Clauses and I was headed to Hawaii with my family. And my agent's like, we have a script for you, but and I'm like, but I'm going on vacation because I promised them I was going on vacation and I have to go on vacation because I promised. And
Yeah.
they're like, sure, sure. But we have this script for you and we're just going to drop it off with you before you go. And I was like, great. And then I got on the plane and I was like, should I read it? If I read it, I'm probably gonna love it. And my boyfriend looked at me and he's like, do you know what it's about? And I was like, no. And he's like, they told me. And I was like, no, come on, what is it? And they're like, he's like a social worker for the foster care crisis. And I was like, darn it. And so I read the whole thing on the plane and I immediately was like, yeah, obviously I'm doing this. And that was it. So I mean, it didn't take much. I'm so drawn to children, and so I'm so drawn to the idea of being able to create change, and people who base their lives on this. One of my friends is a social worker, and I find myself so intrigued by these stories and these heroes, and I think they're the real, heroes among us. And I was, of course, like, yes, I have to do that. So that's how it came to me. And it was not even it was, yeah, I left Hawaii and came right to.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So I got a couple questions, just because you've been in the
Yeah.
industry so long and you've been doing your thing for you've been
Ever.
killing it for years,
I know, so long.
but you still look young and youthful. I don't know what's the secret.
That's really kind of you. Look at your gorgeous face. Um,
So
uh,
how do you feel that the industry has changed from how it used to be to where it is now? And where do you think it's headed in the future?
what I'm really loving is that it used to be that I could see whole worlds in books. I read all the time, but that when you would watch movies and you would watch TV, it was so small. The worlds were so small. Certain group of people, certain this, but it didn't have any sort of expansiveness to it. And I feel like the world of television and film now far more echoes books, right? It far more like there's just an entire world of entertainment out there and I'm loving it. And of course, I feel like it's been much better for women, right? Like I feel like it used to just be that it was, a bunch of, I don't know, 50-year-old men and then maybe, a couple 20-year-olds. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's really been expanding. It's been getting bigger. It's been getting better. And I'm intrigued by the changes and I'm loving the content. I am always like looking for different things, watching such just a it's there's such an incredible variety of things to go to now where there really wasn't before and I'm thrilled. It makes me happy.
Yeah. And what do you what is the future for you looking like? What's next? What's on the
I've just played a role in a really a really crazy movie, so not remotely loving and kind like this, but and that was really fun. So I kind of just keep doing all these little independent movies and really loving them.
That's
And
awesome.
of course, I live on a 10-acre farm and have orchards and I'm a happy lady.
Oh, that's amazing.
I know.
So that's your hobby?
Yeah, that's my hobby. Oh, and pottery and carpentry and all those things. But yeah, I mean, super dorky, but yeah,
Oh,
books and movies and farms.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much
Oh
for
my gosh,
sitting
I
down.
loved it. Yes.
I can't wait for people to see this film July
Oh my
4th.
gosh. They're so
Sons
good.
of
And the
Poe.
actors are so good. I mean, I'm not talking about myself. I'm watching these actors and they're so good. They did such a good job bringing it all to life.
Yeah, there's so many moments that I think people who watch it are just gonna get touched. And
Mhm.
when I was watching it, it's like, like me, I hear things about like foster. I don't have a backstory with foster kids or anything like that. So I hear and it's like, oh yeah, someone maybe lost their parents. So
Yeah.
they're in this system, or someone had their parents couldn't financially support them, so they're in this system, and it's that. But in this film, you see that it's way more than that. You see that
Yes.
some of these kids are like, there are bad parents. There are such things
Yeah.
as bad parents and abusive parents, that it's the children need to be taken out of those homes. And I think this film does a great job on showing that.
I think so too. I
Yeah.
think so too. I think they did such a good job, and that was their whole goal. They had so many heroes in the system, and that whole system is thought to be so corrupt. But you've got these beautiful angels working, and they're really, really fighting for these kids. So, like everything in life, there's the good everywhere, isn't there?
Yeah,
And-
that's true.
Yeah.
July 4th. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure to meet and talk to you.
Yes, you too.
Thank you.
Elizabeth Mitchell, or Elizabeth Michelle.
I think I have to do that now. Elizabeth Michelle Hyde. My alter ego. I like it.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Have a great day.
Loved it.
All
Bye.
right. Bye.